Princess Zalara stood by the tall crystal window in her private chambers. She watched the 3 moons of her home planet glow against the dark sky. The largest moon shone with a blue light that made her pale skin look even more blue than normal. Zaira sighed and turned away from the window. Her long silver hair moved like water as she walked across the room. The royal advisors would arrive soon. She knew what they wanted to talk about, and she was not happy about it. The door slid open with a soft sound. 4 older Viridians entered, their faces serious. They all bowed low to show respect for their princess. "Your Highness," said Mentor Krell, the oldest advisor, "the Orion Confederation has sent their final turns for the Union. Prince Drav is eager to meet you before the official ceremony." Zalara's purple eyes narrowed. "I have already told my father that I do not want this union. I will not marry Prince Drav just to make the Orions happy." The advisors looked at each other with worry. Advisor Lena stepped forward. "Princess, this marriage would join our 2 species together. The humans are growing stronger every day. Their ships now travel to more star systems than ever before. We need this alliance." "The humans have done nothing to threaten us," Zalara said. She picked up a small device from her desk and waved her hand over it. A map of the galaxy appeared in the air. Small green dots showed Viridian territories. Blue dots showed Orion territories. Red dots showed where humans had gone. They explore, they trade, they learn. They do not attack. "Not yet," said Krell. "But they are unpredictable. Their technology grows too fast. They were using simple rockets just 300 years ago. Now their ships can travel almost as fast as ours." Zalara touched the map. It zoomed in to show Earth and its colonies. "They are creative. That does not make them dangerous. Your father, the Emperor, believes this alliance is necessary," said another advisor. "The union with Prince Drav will. My father knows I am not surprised to be given away," Zalara interrupted. Her voice was calm but firm. "He values my counsel. That is why I am asking all of you to leave now. I will speak to him myself." The advisors looked unhappy, but they could not refuse a direct order from the princess. They bowed again and left the room. Once alone, Zalara touched a crystal on her wrist. "Father, may I come to see you?" "Of course, daughter," replied a deep voice in her mind. 20 minutes later, Zalara walked into the Emperor's private garden. Emperor Zortek stood near a pool where colorful fish swam in patterns. He was tall, like all Viridians, with the same blue skin as his daughter, but his hair was dark blue, not silver like hers. He smiled when he saw her. "I know why you have come," he said. "Then you know I will not agree to marry Prince Drav," Zalara said. "He is arrogant and cold. The stories of how he treats his servants disturb me, and I do not believe the Orions want peace. They want our biotechnology." Zortek nodded slowly. "You may be right about Prince Drav, but the Alliance would still benefit our people. The Orions have the strongest weapons in the galaxy. Combined with our telepathic abilities in bioengineering, we would create a powerful force." "Against the humans?" "They have done nothing wrong." Zalara walked beside her father along the garden path. "We should be learning from them, not planning for war. The High Council fears them. They adapt too quickly. They survive conditions that would kill most species. And they breed faster than any other advanced civilization we know." Zalara stopped walking. "Let me see them for myself." Zortek turned to look at his daughter. "What do you mean?" "Send me to Earth as your representative. Let me study these humans up close. If they truly are a threat, I will return and reconsider the union with Prince Drav." The Emperor frowned. Earth is far away. The journey would take weeks, even in our fastest ships. I can lead a small diplomatic mission. We tell the Orions I am taking time to consider their offer. Meanwhile, I learn the truth about humans. It is too dangerous. If something happened to you, I am not a child anymore, Father, Zalara said. I am the future ruler of our people. How can I make wise decisions if I have not seen the galaxy with my own eyes? Zortik was quiet for a long time. He looked at the stars visible through the clear dome above the garden. You are like your mother. She was just as stubborn. He smiled slightly. And just as wise. Then you will let me go? One cycle of the great moon, he said finally. You have that long to visit Earth and return. If you are not back by then, I will send our entire fleet to find you. Zalara smiled and took her father's hands in hers. Thank you. I will be careful, I promise. Take General Mex and his best guards. And Scientist Vila should go too. She has studied humans more than anyone else. I will take them, Zalara agreed. We will leave tomorrow. 3 days later, Princess Zalara stood on the bridge of the royal vessel as it prepared to jump to light speed. Behind her, a small team of guards and scientists waited for her command. She had chosen the smallest royal ship for their journey, hoping to appear less threatening to the humans. All systems are ready, Your Highness, said the pilot. Course set for the Sol system, planet Earth. Proceed, Zalara said. She watched through the main viewer as the stars stretched into long lines of light. Her mind was filled with questions about the humans. Were they really as dangerous as the Council believed? Or were they simply different? She would find out soon enough. And if the humans proved to be peaceful, she would have a good reason to reject the union with Prince Drav forever. As the ship entered light speed, Azara felt a strange feeling in her mind, almost like something or someone was waiting for her among the stars. Someone important. She shook her head at the odd thought. That was impossible. She was just excited about her mission. The princess did not know that her decision to visit Earth would change not only her own future, but the future of the entire galaxy. And it would all begin with a single human who would leave her speechless. Lieutenant Benjamin Carter stood straight and tall in his blue dress uniform. He tried to stay calm as he waited for the alien ship to land. The spring sun was warm on his face, but he felt a chill of excitement. This was a big day for Earth. Nervous, Ben? Asked Admiral Kelly. The older woman stood beside him on the landing pad outside the United Nations Space Command headquarters in Geneva. A little, Ben admitted. It's not every day we meet a princess from another world. That's why we picked you for this job, the Admiral said. Your language skills are the best we have, and you don't get rattled easily. Ben nodded. At 32 years old, he had already worked with 3 different alien species. He had a natural talent for languages and an even better talent for staying calm in tense situations. But this meeting was different. The Viridians were known for being proud and difficult. Remember, Admiral Kelly said quietly, the princess is here to judge us. The Viridians think they're better than everyone else. Don't let them push you around. Before Ben could answer, a bright light appeared in the sky. It grew larger and brighter until it became a sleek silver ship. The ship was shaped like a teardrop and glowed with a soft blue light. It landed without any sound on the pad in front of them. For a few moments, nothing happened. Then a door opened in the side of the ship. 6 tall Viridian guards walked out first. They wore shining armor that changed colors in the sunlight. Their blue skin looked almost metallic, and their silver hair was tied back in tight braids. The guards formed a line, and then she appeared. Princess Zalara of the Viridian Empire stepped out into the Earth sunshine. She was smaller than the guards, but moved with more grace. Her silver hair flowed loose to her waist. Her skin was the color of a clear summer sky. And her eyes, Ben caught his breath when he saw her eyes. They were deep purple, like the twilight sky just after sunset. The princess wore a simple white dress that seemed to glow from within. A thin silver band around her head was the only sign that she was royalty. Admiral Kelly stepped forward. "Welcome to Earth, Your Highness. I am Admiral Kelly of the United Nations Space Command. We are honored by your visit." Princess Zalara nodded politely, but said nothing. She looked around at the small group of humans with cool interest. "This is Lieutenant Benjamin Carter," the Admiral continued. "He will be your main guide during your stay with us. He speaks 7 Earth languages and has studied your language as well." Ben stepped forward and bowed his head slightly. "It is an honor to meet you, Your Highness." The princess finally spoke. Her voice was clear and musical. "Thank you for your welcome, Admiral. My father, Emperor Zortik, sends his greetings to your leaders." While she spoke to the Admiral, Ben noticed the princess was looking at the buildings and the mountains in the distance. She seemed curious about everything. Then something strange happened. The princess turned to one of her guards and spoke, but her lips didn't move. Ben realized she was using telepathy mind speech, which the Viridians were famous for. "The humans look smaller up close," she said in her mind to the guard. "They seem primitive, but they might be useful allies." Ben surprised himself by answering in the same way. "We may be smaller, Your Highness, but we are quick learners." The princess froze. Her purple eyes widened as she stared at Ben. The guard beside her looked shocked too. "You heard me?" she asked, this time with her voice. "Yes, Your Highness," Ben said. He hadn't known he could do that. He had been studying the Viridian language and culture for months, but nothing had prepared him for actually being able to use mind speech. "That's impossible," said one of the Viridian scientists who had just stepped off the ship. "Humans don't have the brain structure for telepathic communication." Princess Zalara kept staring at Ben. For the first time in her life, she didn't know what to say. Humans weren't supposed to be able to hear Viridian mind speech, let alone respond to it. This changed everything she thought she knew about them. Admiral Kelly looked confused. "Is something wrong?" "No," the princess said finally. "Nothing is wrong. In fact, this is interesting." She turned to Ben. "It seems you have some unusual abilities, Lieutenant Carter." Ben felt his face get warm. "I didn't know I could do that, Your Highness. It just happened." "Perhaps we have more to learn from each other than I expected," the princess said. Her voice was calm, but her eyes showed intense curiosity. Later that day, after the princess and her team had been shown to their quarters in the diplomatic building, Ben sat in Admiral Kelly's office. "What exactly happened out there?" the Admiral asked. "The princess kept looking at you like you had 2 heads. Ben explained about the mind speech. "I don't know how I did it. I heard her thoughts, and I just answered back the same way." Admiral Kelly leaned back in her chair. "This could be very good or very bad for us, Ben. The Viridians guard their telepathic abilities carefully. They think it makes them superior to other species." "Should I apologize to her?" "No," the Admiral said firmly. "This might be the first time a Viridian has seen a human as an equal. Use this connection. Find out why she's really here." Ben nodded, but he felt uneasy. The princess had looked so surprised when he spoke to her mind. There had been something else in her expression, too, something that looked almost like recognition. It didn't make sense. That night, Ben couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Princess Zalara's purple eyes and the strange feeling he had when their minds connected for that brief moment. It felt like touching an electric fence, but in a good way. A spark of energy that woke up something inside him he hadn't known was there. Tomorrow, he would begin showing the princess around Earth. The diplomatic schedule was packed with meetings and tours. Ben wondered what other surprises waited for both of them. What he didn't know was that Princess Zalara was also awake in her quarters, staring out at Earth's single moon, thinking about the human who could somehow speak directly to her mind, something no non-Viridian had ever done before. 2 weeks passed quickly. Princess Zalara, asked for Ben to be her guide at all meetings and events. At first, the other Viridians did not like this. They watched the human with careful eyes. But soon they saw how well Ben understood their ways, and they began to accept him. Each day, Ben showed Zalara something new about Earth. They visited great cities, quiet forests, and wide oceans. The princess asked many questions about everything she saw. "Your world has so much water," she said one day as they stood on a beach in California. "On my planet, we have small seas, but nothing like this." Ben watched her as she picked up a seashell. The wind moved her silver hair. In the 2 weeks since she arrived, Ben had noticed many things about her. She was smart and quick to learn. She was proud but also kind. And she was beautiful in a way that made his heart beat faster. "Do you miss home?" he asked. Zalara looked up at the sky. "Yes and no. I miss my father. But Earth is ... interesting." She looked at Ben. "Your people are interesting. Is that why you came here? To study us?" The princess was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Walk with me, Ben." They walked along the edge of the water. No guards followed them. Zalara had told them to stay back, which surprised Ben. Royal Viridians were never without guards. "I came to Earth for a reason," she said finally. "My father wants me to marry Prince Drav of the Orion Confederation." Ben tried not to show his surprise. "I see. And you don't want to?" "No. Prince Drav is cold and cruel. But more than that, I don't believe the Orions want peace. They say they fear humans and want to join with my people for protection. But I think they just want our technology." "So you came to see if humans are really something to fear," Ben said. Zalara nodded. "My father gave me 1 moon cycle to learn the truth. If humans are dangerous, I will return and accept the marriage to keep my people safe." "And what have you decided about us?" Ben asked quietly. The princess stopped walking and looked out at the ocean. "Your people are strange to me. You feel so much, and you show it so openly. You laugh and cry and get angry where everyone can see. Viridians hide their feelings. Is that good or bad?" "It's different," she said. "But I'm starting to think different isn't bad." She turned to look at him. "You can speak to my mind. No human should be able to do that." Ben shrugged. "I don't know how I do it. It just happened." "Try again," she said. Ben took a deep breath and focused on her purple eyes. He thought about what he wanted to say, and then pushed the thought toward her, like throwing a ball. "Can you hear me, princess?" he asked in his mind. Zalara's eyes widened. "Yes," she answered the same way. "I can hear you clearly. This is amazing." For a few minutes, they just stood there, sharing thoughts without words. Ben showed her images from his childhood playing in the snow. His first day at school, the day he decided to join the Space Command. Zalara showed him her home world, the 3 moons, the crystal cities, the gardens where she played as a child. When they finally stopped, Ben felt dizzy. "That was ... intense," he said. "Yes," Zalara agreed. Her face looked flushed, the blue of her skin a deeper shade than normal. "No one outside my species has ever connected with me like that." That evening, Ben took Zalara to dinner at a small restaurant near the diplomatic building. It was a simple place, but the food was good. The princess had been trying Earth foods with growing interest. "What is this called again?" she asked as she tasted a spoonful of soup. "Chicken noodle soup," Ben said. "It's what my mother made when I was sick as a child." "It's good," Zalara said. "Simple, but good." As they ate, Ben asked more about her home and her life as a princess. Zalara told him about the pressures of royal life, the endless meetings, the heavy responsibilities. "Sometimes I just want to fly a ship by myself, with no guards, no advisors," she said, "just to be free for a little while." I understand that feeling, Ben said. Even without being royalty, Hylara smiled. It was a rare sight that made her whole face light up. You would make a good Viridian, Ben Carter. I'll take that as a high compliment, Your Highness. Please, she said, when we are alone like this, call me Zalara. Their conversation was interrupted when Ben's communication device beeped. He answered it, and his face grew serious. We need to return to headquarters right away, he said. There's a situation. Back at the United Nations Space Command building, Admiral Kelly met them in the Situation Room. Her face was grim. We've detected unusual activity in the Orion ships near Jupiter, she said. They're scanning our defense systems. Zalara frowned. The Orions have ships in your system? Why? They arrived 3 days ago, Ben explained. They said they were on a routine patrol. The Admiral showed them the scan data. This isn't routine. They're mapping our defense grid. This is troubling, Zalara said. The Orions told my father they feared humans might attack them. But it seems they are the ones preparing for conflict. There's more, Admiral Kelly said. We intercepted communications between their ships and someone on Earth. We think they have spies here. Ben looked at Zalara. Could they be watching you? Making sure you go through with the marriage? Or making sure I see humans as a threat? Zalara said, if they can make our species enemies, the Orions win either way. Admiral Kelly nodded. We need to find these spies before they can cause real damage. Let me help, Zalara said. I can sense Orion thought patterns. They're different from humans or Viridians. The Admiral looked doubtful. This is an Earth security matter. It involves all our peoples, Zalara interrupted. If the Orions want war, we all lose. Ben spoke up. Sir, the princess and I have developed a ... connection. With her telepathic abilities and my knowledge of Earth systems, we might have a better chance of finding the spies. After some discussion, Admiral Kelly agreed. She gave them access to the security data and a small team to work with Dot. As they left the meeting, Zalara stopped in the hallway and turned to Ben. Thank you for trusting me, she said. We're in this together now, Ben replied. What neither of them said was how their mental connection had grown stronger each day, and how neither of them wanted to think about what would happen when Zalara's time on Earth came to an end. Ben and Zalara worked through the night. They studied security videos and computer records, looking for signs of Orion spies. The princess used her telepathic abilities to scan for Orion thought patterns in the building. By morning, they had found nothing. This is frustrating, Ben said. He rubbed his tired eyes. They must be hiding their tracks well. Zala looked equally tired, but she didn't stop working. Orions are good at deception. It's part of their culture. Just then, Ben's computer made a beeping sound. A message appeared on the screen. Ben read it, and his face turned pale. What is it? Zalara asked. A Viridian research station was attacked 6 hours ago, Ben said. A message says it was destroyed by Earthships. That's not possible, Zalara said. She moved closer to read. The screen. My father would have contacted me immediately. All communication channels to Viridia are down, Ben said. We can't reach anyone there. Admiral Kelly rushed into the room. Her face was grim. You've heard the news? The Viridian Empire is blaming us for the attack. They're preparing their fleet for war. This is the Orions' doing, Zalara said firmly. They want to start a war between our peoples. We need proof, the Admiral said. Without it, your father will believe Earth attacked his people. Zalara stood up straight, her purple eyes flashing with determination. I need to contact my father. He will listen to me. How? Ben asked. All normal channels are blocked. The princess was quiet for a moment. Then she looked at Ben with an intense gaze. There might be a way, but it's dangerous, and I would need Your help. Anything, Ben said without hesitation. Zalara explained her idea. Viridians could communicate telepathically across short distances. But with the help of Earth's new quantum communication technology, she might be able to boost her telepathic signal enough to reach her father. The problem is, she said, it would require a deep mental connection between us. Deeper than anything we've done before. What are the risks? Admiral Kelly asked. If it fails, nothing happens, Zalara said. But if it works? She looked at Ben. Our minds would be linked in a way that can't be undone. You would carry a piece of my consciousness forever, and I would carry a piece of yours. Ben thought about this. To be permanently connected to Zalara's mind was both frightening and exciting. I'm willing to try if you are, he said. The Admiral looked worried, but nodded. I'll have the quantum lab prepared for you. An hour later, Ben and Zalara sat facing each other in the quantum communication lab. Around them, scientists adjusted equipment and monitored screens full of data. Are you sure about this? Zalara asked Ben quietly. Once done, it cannot be undone. Ben looked into her purple eyes. I'm sure. The scientists placed a thin metal band around Ben's head and a similar one around Zalara's. These bands would help focus their mental energies through the quantum transmitter. The quantum field is stable, one scientist reported. Ready when you are. Zalara reached out and took Ben's hands in hers. Her blue skin felt cool against his. Open your mind to me completely, she said. Don't hold anything back. Ben nodded and closed his eyes. He felt Zalara's mind touch his, gently at first, then more deeply. It felt like diving into a cool, clear lake. Memories flowed between them childhood. Fears, moments of joy, secret hopes, deep sorrows. Ben saw Zalara's life as a princess, the weight of responsibility she carried, her loneliness despite being surrounded by people. She saw his drive to explore, his loyalty to friends, his quiet strength. Around them, the quantum equipment hummed and glowed. The scientists watched in amazement as energy readings climbed higher than they had ever seen before in their joined minds. Ben and Zalara reached for the stars. Their consciousness stretched across space, seeking the distant world of Viridia. For a moment, nothing happened. Then they felt a response, a familiar mind reaching back to them. Father, Zalara called with her thoughts. Can you hear me, Zalara? How is this possible? Emperor Zortik's mental voice was faint but clear. I'm with the humans, Father. They did not attack our research station. It was the Orions. They want war between us. The evidence shows Earth ships, the Emperor said. His thoughts troubled. It's a trick, Zalara insisted. The Orions used fake ships. They have spies on Earth. They're trying to manipulate both our peoples. Through their connection, Zalara sent her father everything they had learned about the Orion plot. She showed him Ben's memories of the Orion ships scanning Earth's defenses. She shared her own suspicions about Prince Drav and his desire for Viridian biotechnology. The connection began to weaken. Ben felt pain spreading through his head. Keeping the link open was taking all his strength. He pushed harder, giving everything he had to maintain the connection just a little longer. I believe you, daughter, the Emperor said finally. I will. Stop the fleet, but we need proof to show the Council. We'll find it, Zalara promised. The human, Ben Carter, is helping me. Trust him as I do. The connection broke suddenly. Ben and Zalara fell back, gasping for breath. The scientists rushed forward to check their vital signs. Did it work? Admiral Kelly asked anxiously. Zalara nodded weakly. My father heard us. He will hold back the fleet, but we need proof of the Orion deception. Ben sat up slowly, his head pounding. I think I know where to find it. During their mental connection, a stray thought had crossed his mind, a pattern in the security logs he hadn't noticed before. The quantum lab has been accessed multiple times in the past week by someone using high-level codes. The Admiral frowned. Who? Dr. Ryan Lewis, Ben said. He's been working late every night alone. The head of the Quantum Research Division? Admiral Kelly looked shocked. Why would he help the Orions? Let's find out, Zalara said. She was already standing, though she looked unsteady on her feet. Within an hour, security teams had Dr. Lewis in custody. Under questioning, he admitted to helping the Orions access Earth's defense systems in exchange for advanced technology. He had also helped them create fake signals that made it look like Earth ships had attacked the Viridian research station. Admiral Kelly sent all the evidence to Emperor Zortek through the now open communication channels. The Viridian fleet stood down. The Orion ships near Jupiter were ordered to leave the solar system immediately. Later that night, Ben found Zalara standing on a balcony, looking up at the stars. She turned when she heard him approach. How are you feeling? He asked. Different, she said. I can still feel you here. She touched her temple. A part of you is with me now. Ben nodded. I feel you too. It's strange, but nice. My father has called off the union with Prince Drav, Zalara said. The Orion Confederation has been exposed as untrustworthy. That's good news, Ben said. He stepped closer to her. So what happens now? Zalara looked at him, her purple eyes reflecting the starlight. My time on Earth is almost over. I must return soon. Ben felt a sharp pain in his chest at the thought of her leaving. Through their mental link, he knew she felt the same pain. Double quotes, unless double quotes, Zalara said softly. Unless? Ben asked, hope rising in his voice. Before she could answer, an alarm sounded throughout the building. Emergency lights began to flash. Warning, said a computer voice. Orion ships approaching Earth. Weapon systems active. Ben and Zalara looked at each other. Their brief moment of peace was over. The Orions, exposed and desperate, had decided to attack. The Emergency Operations Center was filled with activity. Admiral Kelly stood at the main command table, giving orders as officers rushed to prepare Earth's defenses. Ben and Zalara hurried into the room. Report, the Admiral demanded. 5 Orion. Warships have entered Earth orbit, an officer replied. They're powering weapon systems. Our defense grid is online, another officer said. But we've never faced Orion weapons before. We don't know if our shields will hold. Ben looked at the display showing the Orion ships. They were large and shaped like curved blades, their dark metal hulls absorbing light instead of reflecting it. They're desperate, Zalara said. They know their plan has failed, so they're trying to force a conflict. We've received a transmission from the lead Orion ship, an officer announced. It's Prince Drav. The main screen lit up with the image of an Orion male. His skin was deep red with black markings around his yellow eyes. He wore ornate black armor with sharp edges. People of Earth, Prince Drav said, his voice cold and harsh. You have interfered in matters beyond your understanding. Hand over Princess Zalara of Viridia, and we will spare your world. Admiral Kelly stepped forward. This is Admiral Kelly of Earth. Princess Zalara is our honored guest. We will not surrender her to you. Then you will die with her, Prince Drav said. You have 10 minutes to reconsider. The screen went dark. Can we fight them? Ben asked. Our ships are moving into position, the Admiral said. But Earth has never faced a direct attack from advanced alien weapons. I don't know if we can win. Zalara closed her eyes for a moment. When she opened them, she looked determined. I can sense my father's fleet. They were already on their way to Earth when we contacted him. They'll be here within an hour. We need to hold off the Orions. Until then, Ben said. An idea formed in his mind. Through their mental link, Zalara picked up on it immediately. It might work, she said, but it would be dangerous. Ben turned to Admiral Kelly. We need access to the quantum communication system again. What are you planning? The Admiral asked. The Orions don't know that we've created a new form of communication, Ben explained. If Zalara and I can link with the quantum system again, we might be able to disrupt their ship's controls. Is that possible? The Admiral looked skeptical. Theoretically, Zalara said. Orion ships use thought-based control systems similar to Viridian technology. If we can send a powerful enough telepathic signal through the quantum field, we might be able to confuse their systems. Admiral Kelly didn't hesitate. Do it. We'll try to buy you time. As Earth's defense ships moved into position, Ben and Zalara rushed back to the quantum lab. The scientists quickly set up the equipment again. This will be harder than before, Zalara warned as they sat down. We're not just sending a message this time. We're trying to affect physical systems. Ben took her hands. We can do this. Together. They put on the neural bands and closed their eyes. This time, their minds joined instantly, like two rivers flowing into one. Their consciousness expanded, carried by the quantum field, reaching out toward the Orion ships. They felt resistance immediately. The Orion mental shields were strong. Ben and Zalara pushed harder, combining their wills. Through their connection, Ben could feel Zalara's incredible mental strength. He added his own determination to hers. Slowly, they began to break through. They could sense the Orion control systems, the mental patterns that guided their weapons and shields. With careful precision, they introduced subtle changes to those patterns. On the Orion ships, systems began to malfunction. Weapons powered down unexpectedly. Shields flickered. Communication systems sent garbled messages. Prince Drav's angry voice broke through to the Earth Command Center. What are you doing? Stop this immediately. Admiral Kelly smiled grimly. Earth defense ships move into position. Target the lead Orion vessel's engines. The Orion ships tried to regroup, but their systems continued to fail. Earth ships fired precise shots at their engines, disabling, but not destroying them. In the quantum lab, Ben and Zalara were reaching their limits. The strain of maintaining the disruption was taking its toll. Ben's nose began to bleed. Zalara's hands trembled in his. Just a little longer, he said through their mental link. Suddenly, new ships appeared at the edge of Earth space. The sleek, blue-silver vessels of the Viridian fleet had arrived. They quickly surrounded the disabled Orion ships. Emperor Zortek's voice came through on all channels. Prince Drav of the Orion Confederation, you have violated multiple peace treaties. You have attempted to start a war through deception. Surrender now. With their ships disabled and outnumbered, the Orions had no choice but to give up. Prince Drav was taken into custody by Viridian guards. In the quantum lab. Ben and Zalara slowly disconnected from the system. They were exhausted but triumphant. Their mental link remained, a permanent bridge between them. 3 days later, a grand ceremony was held at the United Nations Space Command headquarters. Earth leaders, Viridian officials, and representatives from other alien species gathered to witness the signing of a historic treaty. Emperor Zortek himself had come to Earth for the occasion. He stood tall and proud as he signed the document, establishing a formal alliance between Earth and Viridia. Today marks a new beginning for our peoples, the Emperor said. Together, we will be stronger than we ever could be alone. After the ceremony, the Emperor found Ben and Zalara in the garden outside the building. They were sitting close together, talking quietly. Daughter, the Emperor said as he approached, the Council is impressed with what you have accomplished. Here, Zalara stood and bowed to her father. Thank you, Father, but I did not do it alone. She looked at Ben with a warm smile. The Emperor studied the human with interest. Lieutenant Carter, you have shown great courage and loyalty. My daughter speaks highly of you. Thank you, Your Majesty, Ben said. Princess Zalara has taught me much about courage as well. I understand you share a mental bond now, the Emperor said. A rare thing, even among our people. Zalara nodded. Yes, Father. It is ... special. The Emperor looked between them, seeing what remained unspoken. You were right to reject the union with Prince Drav, he said to his daughter. But our people still believe in the power of alliances through family bonds. Zalara's eyes widened as she understood what her father was suggesting. Would such a thing be possible? Ben asked. A human and a Viridian? It has never been done before, the Emperor admitted. But many things that were once thought impossible have happened in recent days. He smiled slightly. Perhaps it is time for new traditions. 3 months later, delegates from across the galaxy gathered on Viridia to witness another historic event. The Great Hall of the Imperial Palace was filled with flowers and light as Ben Carter of Earth and Princess Zalara of Viridia pledged themselves to each other. It was the first union between a human and a Viridian royal, a living symbol of the alliance between their worlds. Their mental bond, once created by necessity, had grown into something deeper and more powerful than either had imagined possible. After the ceremony, many asked the princess why she had chosen a human partner when she could have had her pick of suitors from advanced species across the galaxy. Zalara's answer became famous throughout known space. The others showed me what they had already become. He showed me what we could become together. Years later, historians would mark this union as the beginning of the greatest alliance the galaxy had ever known. What started as a diplomatic mission to assess a potential threat became the foundation for a new era of peace and cooperation. And it all began with a princess who rejected a union until she saw a human who could speak to her mind and her heart, leaving her speechless, but with no need for words between them ever again.